athletes, welcome to your strength session at number 2. Today you are going to be doing 3 supersets with a push-pull focus. Number 1 is a focus on the lower body, number 2 is going to be a focus on upper body, and number 3 is a combination of core and lower body. So make sure that you've got whatever you're using for resistance ready, and I'm going to talk you through each of the sets in just a second. Right, straight in with superset number 1. You are going to need a backpack or whatever you're going to use for your resistance. The first activity you're going to do is a reverse lunge, but we are going to make it a weighted reverse lunge. So, with whatever you're using for your resistance, for me it's going to be my backpack. I just take it in one hand and push it up above your head. You're going to try and keep a nice straight arm throughout this movement. And all you're going to do, you can have your other arm out for balance, is step back and reverse lunge. As this is a single side exercise, I want you to repeat your repetitions on each side. As you can see, I'm stepping back, making sure that my knee touches the ground on each step, and I've got a 90-degree angle in my front knee. Okay, after you've done 8 to 10 repetitions on each side, you're going to go straight into exercise number 2, which is deadlifts. So starting off in a stance with your feet about shoulder width apart, I'm going to show you 2 options. I'm going to show you a body weight version and a weighted version. So for the deadlift, make sure that when you pick up whatever resistance you're using, you've got a nice flat back. And you keep the weight at the front of your body, kind of starting just at your hips. Now deadlift is a hinge movement, which means that it comes from the hips. So I hinge back, and as I do, I'm just going to let my resistance slide down the front of my legs. Okay, when I get to about, I'd say a couple of inches above the ground, I'm then going to pull back up, keeping the weight nice and close to my body again. So engage the back, pull the shoulder blades back and down, hinging from the hip. I lower down, keep my back nice and flat, a little bit of a bend in the knee, and then I pull back up. Our tempo for this is going to be 3 down and 1 up. If you do not have a resistance, or you like to perform this body weight, your option there is a single leg deadlift. So all I'm going to do, starting with my left side, I'm going to take my right foot, a kind of half step back, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but this time I'm just going to keep my hands at the front of me to help me with balance. So I lean into the movement, hinge from the hip, and I'm going to come down just past parallel and then pull myself back up again. Okay, we are now ready for superset number 2. I'm going to show you 2 options for each of these exercises. Exercise number 1 is a bent over row. So I'll show you your option first of all with your backpack or your weights. Now you're going to pick up the backpack exactly the same way as we did for our first exercise with the deadlifts. Nice flat back and pulling it up so that it's resting just at our hips. Now the start to this movement is very similar to a deadlift. You're going to hinge yourself back, and then just when the weight is at about knee height, you're going to stop there. Making sure your back is nice and flat, a little bit of a bend in the knees, okay, and shoulder blades back and down. And all you're going to do is pull the weight into your chest. Elbows are nice and close. We don't want any chicken wing arms. Okay, keeping them nice and close to the body. Head is nice and neutral. You don't want to be looking too far up or down. Just ahead and squeezing at the top. This time, your 1 second tempo is on the way up. 2 seconds is on the way down. Sorry, 3 seconds is on the way down. You also have the option of making this a single arm movement in exactly the same way, but just doing 1 arm at a time. Okay, exercise number 2 for this superset is a shoulder press. So if you shoulder press, bring your weights up to your chest. Okay, you want to have a nice underhand grip on the weights, and all you're going to do is push your resistance up and above your head, making sure your elbows come to your ears. And then lower it down slow. 1 second up, 3 seconds down, keeping the weight at the front of the chest. Our third and final superset for today's workout, we're going to be coming down onto the mat. Exercise number 1, we're going to be doing commando planks. So you start off in a high plank position, making sure those shoulder blades are engaged, pulled back and down, tummy engaged, and all you're going to do is lower yourself down into a low plank and then push yourself back up to high plank again. Then changing sides, lowering down, powering back up. And we're going to repeat our glute bridge exercise, but this time we're going to have one foot elevated. So it's a single leg glute bridge. So I put one leg up in the air, hey, hands are down by the side, and I'm just going to push my hips up and lower down. So exactly like we did in our warm up, but this time we are isolating one side of the body at a time. Make sure you repeat 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. And as always, 3 to 4 sets of each of your supersets. For today's finisher, we're going to be doing a Tabata style workout again, but this time we're just going to be doing 2 movements. We're doing one that focuses on the front, the anterior side of the body and your core, and another one that works on your posterior and your back. So exercise number 1, we're going to be starting on the ground and we're going to be doing hollow holds. Now I'm going to show you a couple of options here. Level 1 is your your knees are bent at 90 degrees and your shoulders are just off of the ground. Your hands are by your legs. Option 1, or level 1, we're going to hold this for 20 seconds. Level 2 is you're just going to straighten your legs, putting more focus on the core. And level 3, arms above your head and legs are down even lower. Shoulders keep off the ground for all of the movements. After you've done your 20-second hollow hold at level 1, 2 or 3, you're then going to spin over onto your front. So we're going to do an opposing movement here now. So this time you're going to be looking down at the mat, arms are straight above your head and your thumbs up in the air. And all you're going to be doing for level 1 is just bringing those arms up and try and get them past your ears. So looking down at the mat, and we just think thumbs up in the air. Level 2, you're going to be raising your feet and your arms together. So keeping your feet nice and contact with each other. You're going to raise up and lower down. Making sure we keep our shoulders back and our lats engaged. So 20 seconds of each exercise, 10-second break in between, and you're going to do 4 rounds of that.